Aloha everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host Chad Owens. Happy Hump Day, Wednesday, midweek, peak of the week. We in our groove. Man, exciting show for you guys today as always. But before we get into it, I gotta say mahalo to Long's Drugs for all your support. Thank you so much for everything you do for the show. Make sure you guys are popping in there for your everyday needs. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. Sometimes being benched is what we need. Sitting out a game is what we need. Adversity is what we need as athletes in order to become better, to evolve, to emerge. And that's exactly the case with our UH men's volleyball player, Demetrius Muslias, as he went on and had a career high this past weekend. 31 kills, getting him Big West Player of the Week honors as well as National Player of the Week honors. He's coming on at the right time, heading into the Big West tourney this week. And that's the way it goes in sports. As athletes, we want to shine all the time. We want to be at our best every single day. But the reality is that can sometimes be almost impossible. And we need those setbacks, right? They call it, sometimes it's an injury. In this case, it's being benched because you're in a slump, right? It happens in baseball. Hitters get into those slumps. Every athlete gets into a slump. But it's what you do while you're in the slump, right? Do you sit there and sulk? Or do you actually go and review the tape? Do you self-scout, right? Look at the things that you can get better at. And in Demetrius' case, that's exactly what he did. So congratulations, brother. This is a big week, and we need everybody at their best going into the Big West tournament. Let's go, Bows. Dave Reardon has an article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser on an interesting topic. It's a topic that, a few years ago was the hot topic. Concussions, all right, in sport. Mainly in football, soccer, but heavily football. And, the article talks about how, former rugby players, rugby, there's no helmets, right? And the rate of concussions in rugby is far less than football. Why? It's because they don't use their head to tackle. And, if you think about something, if you go back in history, right? Football early on, they had no helmets, right? Because the game of football came from the game of rugby. I think I might have talked about that. The Canadian Football League has the history, right? It's got 100 plus Grey Cups. So the Canadian Football League has been around longer than the American Football League. Just a little history for you guys there. Now look, going back in the day, right? No helmets. There was far less head injuries. I'm just going to go ahead and probably state that. Right? Far less head injuries, probably far less ACL tears. Right? They played on natural grass. They weren't wearing helmets, so they were tackling properly with the shoulders, getting low, having better leverage. All of those fundamentals when it comes to tackling, when you look at the game of rugby and how they do it. And so that's what this article talks about. And it also says that Hawaii has been on the forefront when it comes to concussion protocols, concussion studies, and how our athletic trainers, are doing more at every sporting event, which is big. I'm proud to know that Hawaii has stepped up and is doing more when it comes to preventing head injuries. But I just have I had a thought. I said, what if the protocols for football was that, hey, when you start initiating pads, right, because you got to go through conditioning, right? Then there's the only helmet phase, and then you finally get to wear full pads. But what if the protocol was, hey, the helmet would be the last thing we put on. We're going to learn how to tackle without the helmet on. We're going to get the shoulder in there. We're going to get the head out of the way, how it's supposed to be done. Just my thoughts, because if you practiced without the helmets, you're not trying to get your head in there. You're not trying to get your head injured, so you're going to avoid the contact with the head as much as possible. Sort of a resistant training technique That was just my thoughts there. But guys, this is an interesting article, a very important article when it comes to sports and head injuries. So make sure you guys check out Dave Reardon in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Former Punahou golfer Claire Choi is back in the swing of things as she's getting ready to going into her conference championships for Santa Clara College. You know, back in Punahou, she was a two-time state champ. She was, you know, someone that went to Santa Clara just on a roll, right, with momentum. And right as the pandemic hit, things sort of, you know, took a turn. She missed that whole year due to the pandemic. She came home and homeschooled. You know, that was a family decision. And so during that time, you know, she got to sit back and dissect her game. She got to surround herself with other people, other golfers, maybe build the confidence a little bit more. Not that she lacked confidence, but, you know, I just talked about it, you know, as an athlete, stepping away, going through adversity, something to sort of break up your routine, most times is the best things for us. Right? We come back stronger, better, more passionate, more eager, more excited to get back onto the field, to get back onto the course, and to sort of like put to work the things we've been working at. Right? We wanted to show what we got better at. And that's the exact case for Claire Choi. So she's on a roll. She's won 2 in a row, going into the conference championships this week. So good luck to you. Keep doing your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, for more on this one, check out Billy Hull's article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. And the buzz is still buzzing. And I'm talking about Island Day. Stephen Tsai talks about it in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. He is still buzzing. The thing Stephen talks about is in sports, as a media person, as fans, expectation. It's hard not to expect failure, expect success, right? If that's your track record. If you come from a track record of winning, what's the expectation? Winning. If you come from a track record of losing, the expectation is losing. Well, we didn't know what to expect, right? Coming into this season with Coach Timmy Chang taking over. We knew what was left. And so the expectation was, man, we don't know. These guys are in a bad spot. Can we turn it around? What's it going to look like? So there's a lot of questions. But I think all those questions have gone away. The expectation has been answered, in my opinion. I think the initial expectation was that, is our culture going to be back? Is Hawaii football the way Hawaii football is supposed to be? Will that be back? And it is. And so Stephen Tsai talks about how Island Day exceeded expectations, and the buzz is so strong, the energy is so strong that it's still lingering to this day, through this week. It's going to linger through the summer because people cannot wait for that very first game against Vanderbilt. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. You should be too. And, you know, as fans, I just want us to all understand that football, regardless of the expectations, regardless of previous successes or failures, football takes time. The process takes time, especially when you got new players, new regime, new starters, just a whole new, right? This is a new. So let's just be patient. I know we're excited, but this thing, we have to trust the process, as they say. So when it comes to the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football, number one thing, support and be excited, and because that's what those kids deserve. That's what those young men who suit up each and every day, that's going to be suiting up each and every week representing Hawaii, that's all they want, is the support. And when we're at home, man, let's be there. Let's pack TC Ching to the max. Let's have the overflow. There's no tickets in the stands. Hey, come on in, park. Let's just make it a big party. Island Day was just a glimpse of what we can expect come game day. I love the vibe, I love the energy. Let's keep it coming. Whew, man, I almost contemplated doing this one, but I have to report on it. And world-renowned football player, soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo and his partner, you know, lost one of their newborn babies. They expected twins. Baby girl made it. Baby boy, unfortunately, passed away shortly after birth. And so this is just devastating, you know, on so many levels. I'm a father. You know, Cristiano himself has 4 other children. And, you know, so these are moments that we look forward to, the birth of our children. It's a very special moment, and I cannot imagine, you know, that feeling. And I know Manchester United, the entire football community has come together and supported them during this tragic times. And I just ask that we do the same, you know, throw out some shakas and just some support for them. And yeah, so this is very tough. And for me, it's just, it hits home, man, because seeing my children born, being there, inviting them into this world, it's very special, nothing like it. And so just prayers go out to the Ronaldo Ohana at this time. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Like I said, it's peak week, midweek. I hope you're in your groove, got that momentum flowing for the rest of the week. Thank you again to Long's Drugs for all your support. Make Long's a part of your day. I'll see you all come Aloha Friday.